So, yeah, I don't know why I bought this either.
Why are you driving on the dash? Are you that scared?
I don't want to fall backwards.
Well, I do.
This is a 1984, I think, Chevy. 82, something like that. That my neighbor bought a while ago. And his wife talked me to buy it. So, I guess step one is to figure out what I actually bought. If I remember correctly, this door doesn't shut. I think it has to do with that latch. So we'll have to take this door panel apart. I threw a battery in it this afternoon, but I haven't tried to get it run. I haven't tried to see if it runs yet. So let's see if it even starts. That's a good place to start. Will it run? Fastest will it run video ever, because it ran when we parked it here. So it better run. Oh, too short for this thing. Figure out why it's stuck in gear. It's not the happiest sounding truck I've ever owned. Something ain't right. This piece of junk out of luck. Small block. Good wrench. It's supposed to be a brand new good wrench, but if I remember right, it uses coolant. Driver's door doesn't close and the passenger door doesn't open. We're just batting 1,000 today. Let's see if we can get into this shifter. If I can get a decent camera angle. Not a lot of room in this cab. No. That ought to be good enough. You can kind of see the shifter. So, it just doesn't feel right. So, I don't know how you really get into this thing. It's stuck in, I think, third, the way it acts when you let the clutch out. This thing used to be a diesel, or the cab did anyway, but it's a wiring nightmare. And the gauges are in a spot I don't like. If this transmission isn't, if it's not just the shifter that's screwed up, I have another transmission in a junk truck that we'll pull out. Because I do actually own a couple of these square bodies. Let's see here. I do actually own one more of these, sort of. I co-own it. It's a river rig that was drowned and we got it for $100. So I don't know how to access the shifter on this transmission. In fact, I'm not even sure what kind of transmission it is. Oh, that's why it doesn't have a front drive shaft. It has the wrong cross member in it. There's no, unless you run a front drive shaft that's got a kink in the middle, I guess. There's no clearance. Here, let me get you down here and you can see what I mean. Alright, we're going freehand for this. But if you look, that front drive shaft is unhooked because it would hit this trans cross member. It looks like it's got a rear seal leak. Oh, straight piped all the way back. Lovely. That's why it's so loud. That'll need addressed before I drive it. But so they installed the body lift on the cab and they never installed it on the, or on the bed rather, and they never installed it on the cab. Yeah, I have no idea what kind of transmission this is. The shifter goes right in the top. And there's not a way to access the shift forks unless you have to take the whole top of the trans apart. Because this should just be a PTO plate. This isn't an access cover. It's got dual PTO plates on it. I wonder if I can clock this transfer case different and make it clear this cross member. I'll have to look at the other truck and see how it's set up. But the clutch works because you can put the clutch in and the truck won't go anywhere. But it just doesn't, it won't shift out of gear. It's stuck in whatever gear it was in. So, no clue what's going on there. It looks like it's a dual tank truck. It's got a tank here and a tank over there, but I don't know how to change tanks in it because there's no tank switch. Oh, this thing's just a nightmare. I think I'm gonna regret this purchase. Oh. But it's got headers, and I guess it uses coolant, so hopefully not a bad head gasket. But I think that he said it used coolant, and that's why he never drove it. He bought it that way, but fun times. Even just the tires are worth what I paid for it, though, so. Because they're brand new. Still have the nubblies on them, so. I don't think I'm going to lose money on this deal, but I'd like to get the truck usable, so we'll see about that. Let's pull this door panel apart and see if we can't figure out why it won't work. This truck was another one of Scott's projects. And I was trying to sell it for her. And I kept getting all sorts of low balls. People trying to buy it for 500 bucks. It's worth more than that. And so I finally just went, I kind of wanted a toy to play with in the river. And I don't really want to use my diesel for that. So I told her I'd buy it. And so here we are. Maybe there's a screw under the arm pad. The arm pad needs to be replaced anyway. Remember, I am not a square body guy. Do not imitate me. Oh, that was it. Oh yeah, it screws down into the frame. Okay. Got it. The problem is because there's no lock cylinder in the door, the lock rod fell down into place and was locking the door. So I better order some of those or see if I've got some I can throw on, even if it don't lock. I mean, I just need the lock panels I just need them to keep that from happening again, basically. We'll call that good for now. I'm assuming that's what happened to the other side too, so I'll do the other side off camera. See if we can get it open. Which we ought to be able to. There's not even a lock rod on this side, so fun. That's working wonderfully. Maybe this one will work better. Hey, that one goes in. 1 out of 2 ain't bad. That's a 50. That'd be passing in Europe. Passing grade in Europe ain't good enough for me. try to stay away from these trucks because, in my opinion, they're way overdone. I think they're way overdone, but that's just because they're a very popular truck. So that's why you see thousands and hundreds of millions of YouTube videos on these things. But they aren't bad looking trucks. I do like them. And I think it'll be a fun toy. Take the doors off it, or get some sort of quick release hitch, or hinge rather, so I can unpin the doors and take them off easy and go play with it in the river. It's a fun thing to do with it. Got brand new window glass for it too. But I'm gonna get the other door freed up off camera and grab you again. All right, I can't get that door open. I'll have to play with it later. But I'm bored and I need a win, so let's see if I can get this thing to drive. I think the timing's a little advanced. It doesn't help how it runs. Yeah, it's got to be advanced. It hangs up. But let's see if it'll move. Good job, me. Oh, it must have popped out of its transfer case gear. Well, look at that. Something is wrong with this engine. It's popping really bad. Got it back in neutral, the transfer case. Yeah, so this is gonna end up being a pretty big project, so we'll have a multi-part series on it, but we'll probably call it here for now. I'm gonna message some people and get their opinions. But yeah, thanks for coming along on this little mini episode. And we'll be back at it probably next week.